And welcome to race number 3 tonight of the Go Workplace Training Tier 3 Race Spec Tuesday Night League. Tonight we're at Bahrain International Raceway for a 29 lap race. Our drivers are just starting to ready up for tonight's race. As per usual, we have an 18-minute short qualifying session followed by the 29 lap race. Okay, so we have a 19 car field for tonight, so nearly a full lobby again. For tonight's good night of racing. Unfortunately, last week's winner Orphan Drop was laid out. So no matter what, tonight we'll be having a different winner, as we are about to get cars out on track to do their first lap. Okay, so we've got Teabag Your Mum going out, Glorious Noodles on his way out, Sian Goats on his way out, Lunacy's already left the session, Snickers Bud's on his way out, D-Lade's on his way out, F1 Boy and Combat Wombat's on his way out as well. From what I've heard, pole should be around a high 25s, low 26, but someone could pull something out of that. Who knows? So by the looks of it, D-Lade will be the first one to set a fly at that. Doesn't want to overcook these tyres too early because tyre wear on this track can be deadly. As he comes onto the main straight to start his first lap. So see if I can bring up the standings. Anyway, delayed, what, already halfway through his first flying lap. No invalidation so far, as he's about to complete the second sector, 104.972. So he'll be definitely the first one to set a lap out. Then there'll be a ass behind him. As he comes out of the final turn, pops open that rear wing, comes over the line, 126.3. So not bad. Not a bad starter. Banker, Combat Wombat with a 28. Neat, so he's got something to improve on. Toebag Your Mum, 28.5. As they all start to complete their laps. F1 Boy goes second fastest at a 26.5. Ciango does a 27. Here's Dan now on his first flyer. Coming up towards the last corner in fourth gear. Doesn't collect too much curb on the way through. Pops open the rear wing. Comes up to the line. Does a 27.1. Snickers Bud did a 27.8. Anthro and Toto go up with the standings. Anthro with a 27.6 puts him in the 6th. Toto went to 4th with a 27.8. Power's done a 27.9. Albino Josh has done a 27.8 to the first sector. El Tonki hasn't even completed his first sector yet. He's done a 27.9. So Albino Josh is just about finished the second sector. Turn up to the second last turn is on a 1 minute 5.223. As Lunacy's joined back into the session. Pyramids hasn't done a lap yet. He's just started his. Albino Josh will come to the line. So I'm going to puts him in the 5th. El Tonki, he's just on the second last straight, sector 3. As Dan's pushed for a second lap, did a 25.7. So my prediction's already gone out the wall early. As El Tonki comes up to the line and does a 26.9. As I go over to Pyramids, who's at the end of the 3rd DRS straight. It's Lunacy's now left the session again, so obviously he's got some connection issues. It's James Cruiser's down an out lap, and so is Noodle. So I wonder if Noodle must have invalidated, so did Deputy Deal Dog. But as Pyramids comes up to the second last corner, opens that rear wing up, does a 26.1, puts him into second. I don't think anyone else is on a flyer at the moment. Albino Josh, no. So we only got 3 drivers on an out lap, which would be Deputy Deal Dog Noodle. He's up near the 3rd sector, and James Cruz has just started his lap. Well, looks like he'll be the only one doing a flying lap at the moment, so we'll stick on board. As he spun. We've got Noodle, he's starting his out lap. Sorry, his first flying lap. 10 minutes left to go in the session. So Noodle, he's just finished the last DRS straight. And he's spun it on that right-hander starting sector 3, which is very easy to do. Deputy Dildog's just finished the last DRS straight. He's on a 105.1 to that intermediate. Oh, I forgot a yellow. Nothing on the map. Rightio, so as Deputy Dildog comes up to the line, 126.5 puts him into 6th. He'll have enough time to go to Piss and get that lot done. F1 boy, he's down by nothing. 1/100th of a second. As he gets that rear wing opened up again. Anthro's on his second lap as he just started it. For some reason that's just glitching, so delays on a fast 2:50. Now where are we, F1 boy? Oh, he's ran wide. So yeah, that is lap. Before I go into the pits and put on a new set of softs. Anthro, where's he at? He's coming up to the 3rd DRS straight at the hairpin. Powell's starting his 2nd flyer and is up by 2/10 early. Wombat's up by a full 2nd on his lap, so he can improve nearly into the top 10 if he keeps going on this pace. We'll stick on board with him. Coming into the last corner. Took the corner well. DRS open. 126.6, so that's putting me into 7th. Anthro goes to 9th. 9/10 of a second quicker. So I wonder if this track's just getting a little bit quicker as well. Seeing Goat's gone a 10th up to the 1st sector. Snickers Bud's just gone into 4th with a 26.4. Seeing Goat. So Seeing Goat will be followed by Albino Josh. As Dan's just started his lap. Seeing Goat's up by 6/10 of a second. So he could easily go into a top 3 position now. We'll just wait and see. There's a little bit of a tail end move. No curb used onto the power. Rear wing open. Does a 26 neat. And Albino Josh does a 26.6. And Honest Crook just goes into 4th with a 26.2. Now where's Dan? He's up by 2/100ths of a second. Coming into the hairpin. We'll stick on board with him for his lap. So as it comes towards the last... Oh, he's actually validated. That's my bad. Seeing Ghost now retired out of the session. Crook's done his lap. Bandit just shouldn't be on the lap. Tonki, is he on the lap? I'm going to say yes. Looking at his battery. So he goes up towards turn number 4. Lunacy's now joined back. Now Tonki goes through the 1st sector. 6/100ths down. Toto, where's he at? Don't know if he's on a... Don't know what he's doing actually. Oh, he's actually lost his wing. That'll make sense. So many yellow flags, sort of can't get a read of. There we go, 4 minutes left in the session. El Tonki's 3/10 up, coming into the third sector. Still 3 drivers that hasn't made a lap yet. In Ash, Lunacy and James Cruz. As El Tonki comes up to the line. 1:26.5. So that puts him into 8th. As Pyramids is now on his outlap. Noodles on an outlap. Anthro's on an outlap, so now this is when most drivers will start to come on to their outlaps. As Noodle has just started his flying lap. As Albino Josh is now just retired out of the session. Really, the only person on a fly at the moment is Noodle. .27.9, up by 7/100ths of a second early. Pulls it up, goes a little bit of curve. And a solid lap for him at the moment. As we know, Pyramids is on a flyer, but he hasn't reached the third DRS straight yet. So we'll go back to Noodle. There's 7 seconds up, which it should be. Up to here, with Blanco up at 1:39. Here he comes to the last corner now. Just goes a little bit of curve. No exit curve used. DRS open. Comes to the line. 1:27.1. Puts him up into 14th. Pyramids. He's 3/10 up. Coming into the last corner. Absolutely sends it as El Tonki retires out of the session. Coming up to the line. This will be quick. 1:25.9. He goes in the second Pyramid. As Dan is on his outlap about to start. Anyone on the fly? Anthro, where's he at? He's at turn 4. He's 8/100ths down on his first sector. Noodles just finished. Bill's battle. He's coming to the line. No, he was down. He's made a mistake in that last sector. Power. He's just starting his lap. Teabag your mum's up by 4/10 of a second early. Lunacy's finally making a run at it on the mediums. Comes to the line. 1:26.7. Puts him in the 13th spot at the moment. As most drivers are on a lap. Now, Delane's on a lap. Crook's on his out lap. Dan's halfway through his lap. James Cruz just jumped into 13th of the 26.9. Toto's halfway through a lap. Pyramids is down. He improved his lap to 1:25.7. Now Dan is coming out to the last corner using every little bit of road, just a tiny bit of curb. No exit curb, straight exit. Reeling open, comes to the line, 1:25.5. Trying to secure pole now. Anthro, he's just dawdling on the track. Delayed. Done a lap, I'd say. Snickers Buddy's a 10th up on his time. Can he improve? No. Yes, she did. No. Deputy Dilldog's down on his first sector. Power's done. Toto's done. So all the F1 boys trying to improve on his time. Got a bit of a slipstream off the Alpha. No, off the Mercedes, sorry. Of Cruz. Just working an absolute treat for him. Put him in the fourth with 26-1. But then Crook goes, nah, I'm going to go in the third with the 25-8. Delade's behind. Deputy Dilldog's down by 3/10 of a second. And looks like, yeah, he's just boarded that lap. Anthro's not doing anything. So, I'm gonna say that Dan has got the pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix with a 1:25.597. So, Dan will have pole, Pyramid second, Crook third, Sangoot fourth, F1 Boy fifth. Then we'll have Wombat, Anthro, Delayed, Snickers Bud, El Tonki, Deputy Dilldog, Albino Josh, James Cruz, Lunacy, Power, Toto, Noodle, Bill's Battlers, Teabag Your Mum, and Ash will start from the back after the ruling. If you're not here by the start of qualifying, you are not allowed to lay down a time. Okay, Dan with a 1:25.5, Pyramids 1:25.7, Crook 25.8, and Sango 26.0, F1 Boy 26.1 with a lot of help off a slipstream of James Cruz's Mercedes. So formation lap start soon. In 5 seconds time. We wish every driver good luck. As they head off on their formation laps. So the predicted pit stop strategy just come up. Let me recap it: a two-stopper for softs to pick in between lap 7 and 9, and then again, sorry, lap 8 to 9 for softs, and then in lap 16 to 17 for mediums will send you to the end. Or a two-stopper soft, medium, pit lap 7 and 9, then pit lap 18 to 22 to make it towards the end. Some drivers might go towards hards. We won't know. until the first round of pit stops come up. But because of the tyre, there'll be a lot of undercutting and overcutting in this race, you'd think. Be nice to see. A bit of a strategic battle in this 29 lap race of the Bahrain Grand Prix. So we've got Dan on the pole, Pyramid second, Crook to run in third, or start in third, Goat in fourth, F1 Boy in fifth, Combat Wombat in sixth, Anthro seventh, Delayed in eighth, Snickers Bud ninth, Al Tonki rounds at the top 10. Then we've got Deputy Dill Dog on a fresh set of mediums, compound tyres, Albino Josh running, starting from 12th. Then we got James Cruz in 13th, Lunacy in 14th, Power in 15th, Toto 16th, 17th Noodle, 18th Bills, Battlers 19th, Teabag, Your Mum, and Ash will be starting on medium compound tyres. From dead last and 20th spot on the grid in the second of the AlphaTauris. So top 10 will be running softs and Power, who is starting 15th. Del Dog, Joshua on mediums, then we've got James Cruz starting on the hards, Lunacy on mediums, Toto on mediums, Noodles another on the hards, so we'll see how long those hards can last for in this race. Then we've got Bills, Battlers, Teabag, Mum and Ash all starting on the medium compound tyres. So all drivers lining up on the grid for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Dan to start from the pole. And we've got the green flag. Here are the lights. 5 of them are up. And they're off for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Dan was moderate away. Pyramids is going to settle Dan right in his slipstream. Crook was getting out of it. Elbows out for Pyramids early as they come to turn 1, as Dan will hold up the lead in front of Pyramids. There'll be Crook in front of F1 Boy, who will both willing for position. Then it's Goat and Anthro side by side. Wombat obviously just behind them with Delayed, Snickers Bud, Deputy Dilldog, Al Tonki as they run into turn 4. Then it's Noodle who's gained a few places with Lunacy. Then Power in front of Cruz, Toto, Josh, Bills, Ash and Teabag Your Mum's last. So Dan has already pulled out a second margin on Pyramids as they make their way to the back straight. Another 1.2 seconds on F1 Boy, who's gained a couple of spots, and Crooks up into 4th. As Delayed and Wombat were getting a bit competitive, as you do hope to see at the start of the Grand Prix. Toto and James are just battling it out, just getting settled into positions, trying to get a rhythm. And Ash has spun his last of all, as we've got a virtual safety car up early. As Dan will hold the running after lap number 1 in front of Pyramids, so he has a 1 second margin. And apparently answers with the lead. Well done, Codemasters. Clap, clap. Get your act together, you stupid game. So we know it's Dan in front. Al Tonki's in the pits. So is Ash. So Al Tonki had a bit of wing damage. He's going straight through the hard compound tyre. And as we go back to green, James Cruz has got a drive-through penalty. It is a drive-through penalty for exceeding the Delta speed limit. So that'll be interesting anyway. I'm hoping this will reset soon, because I know Dan's in front by a second in front of Pyramids and F1 Boy Crook. That's Anthro. In front of Goat, delayed, Wombat. His Deputy Dilldog's trying to gain on his teammate and Snickers, but as now the grid reforms into it. As Noodle is now retired out of the session because he has spun it on Sector 3 and we've got yet again another virtual safety car. So we've had 2 full laps for 2 virtual safety cars. Gee whiz. What else have we got in store for tonight's race? There's an action-packed Spain Grand Prix last week and we've had a little bit going on already in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Rightio. Alrighty, so just to recap the order, we've got Dan in front of Pyramids, F1 Boy, Honest Crook, Anto, Goat, Delayed, Combat, Wombat, Snickers Bud, Dilldog, Lunacy, Toto, Power, Albino Josh, Bill's Battlers, Teabag Your Mum, James Cruz has gone to the pits for meat in Compound Tyre, so he might have had a wing change as well. El Tonki and Ash is last of all. As I'd say we're about to go back to green flag running. Pyramid has stayed within that 1 second margin. F1 boys just holding a bit of a gap, I think, waiting for the speed to go on. As Dan just goes green for go, use some overtake to just build up that margin again on Pyramids and put it back out to 1.7 seconds. What else have we got up here? So we've got a little train forming with the 2 Ferraris, Combat, sticking on their back of the 2 Red Bulls. As the DRS has been enabled. So Wombat's going to try to get on the back of these 2 Ferraris. So Delo's going to have a nice chance of Goat coming into turn number 1 as they complete lap number 4. And Goat's just let Delay go because he knew he had the quicker speed. Tuck straight back in underneath. But now he'll have the DRS going up into turn 4. But I think he might just be a bit too far behind. I could be wrong. So do we come to turn 4? Yeah, he's too far back. Oh no, James Cruz's night is going from bad to worse. Entering the pits too quickly, 5-second time penalty, so he'll save that on his next pit stop. As Crook's going to have a nice little go at Anto, I reckon, coming up at the end of the DRS straight. Trying to get closer to him, but he just lost some ground as he got a bit too close to the hairpin. As Anto is trying to gain on his teammate, as Dan has built up a 2.1 second margin in front of Pyramids. We'll just stay on board here for the battle for third at the moment. F1 Boy in front of Anthro and Honest Crook. As Anthro will have a red hot crack at his teammate going to turn number 1 as Dean does the fastest lap of 1 minute 30 neat. Delay's just surpassed that with a 129.5. Anthro goes on into third. F1 Boy was tucking straight underneath. But now the 2 Williams are going to battle the spot and let Honest Crook get into it. As now F1 Boy will have the DRS coming up the hill up to turn number 4. Didn't gain enough ground on him to even think of making the lunge. As they got a little train for Matt Nutt. Deputy Dilldog's gone in front of Snickers Bud, so I wonder if those soft compound tyres are just starting to have their last say, as Lunacy's made his way into 10th. Positions gained, big movers. Todd's up 4, Lunacy up 4, Anthro up 4. Biggest losers, Wombat down 10, El Tonki down 7, but that was for the pit stop. So, now now. D-Lade's getting to the back of this train of F1 boy on his crook. And himself. So coming to the final turn. Main straight as Crook goes past F1 boy, and D-Lade's going to be right on the back of this, and hits F1 boy in the rear. Went a bit too deep under braking, and now he has some front wing damage to the left hand side, so that's not going to help him out at all. He'll have to pit for a new front wing. Just depends what his strategy is. Deputy Dilldog and Lunacy going at it now. As they're about to catch up to delay pretty quickly through the S's at 7 now into 8. So we'll just stick on board with him at the moment, I'd say. Because it wouldn't surprise me if he's able to make a move sooner rather than later, because he's gained up a lot of time already. Half lap's gone through. I don't reckon delay will be much of a challenge. He's trying to. Which makes Dilldog go on the outside of him on the medium compound tyres. Which is allowing Lunacy to come back at him, but nah. Delayed with that broken front wing has got absolutely no high corner speed. And those three drivers just go straight on by in the end. Oh sorry, the Red Bull stickers, Bud didn't go past him. Here's this battle again. F1 boy's going to go in, which will leave N3 stranded for a lap. Seeing Goat's going to go with him. We'll see how this battle pans out. Between Crook and F1 boy. As Goat did end up going past N3. So where are they coming out as Wombat does the fastest level of 29.2. Well, they're coming out with Wombat. So Crook comes out with Wombat, and F1 boy will be just behind them. They've both gone on to medium compound tyres. So it might be a soft medium race. As Ansari trying to keep up with Goat, but Goat just has better race pace at the moment, so I wonder if Ansari's tyres are absolutely burnt. And Lunacy all of a sudden, is a second behind Ansari, gaining on those medium compound tyres. So at this stage of the race, those medium compound tyres will be the way to go. Throw and Goat come in for their 2 pit stops. Goat will go to the mediums and throws going softs and front wing change, rightio. So Goat will come out behind the guys he was battling before. He'll come out just behind F1 boy with the lap fresher medium compound tyres. As the margin between Dan and Pyramid is 1.7 seconds. And with all the pit stops, Lunacy's gone in on the third now. There's 9.4 seconds behind the Pyramids. As they make their way to the hairpin, Wombat is behind Crook. Teabag and Mum's just in front of them. But he's just done the right thing, and he knows that they're quicker than him. By the looks of it, trying to get out of their way. But he's just holding up Wombat just for the time being. let him go through now. But has lost a fair bit of time as Pyramids and Dan go in for their stops. So Dan and Pyramids come just out in front of Bill's Battlers and Crook. As Lunacy now has the lead of the Grand Prix in front of Deputy Dildog and Snickers Butters let they softs go for 8 laps. I mean, he'll have nice mediums. Unless he could somewhat be going for a one-stopper, I'm not sure. Have to wait and see. Between the two alphas, they're having a little bit of a battle of their own between Albino, Josh and Toto 22. I don't know if he's setting him up or if he doesn't know how to use his overtake button because he's still at 97%. There we go. So he'll have a good run with his teammate down the front straight. The Snickersburg goes in for his stop. And Toto will go straight on by his teammate. As Luna says, a 3 point, no, make it a 4-second lead in front of Dill Dog. Now, Albino Josh will come back as Anthony does the fastest of the race, but not enough to go past his teammate. Anthro and Snickers Bud. Snickers Bud's just coming out of the pits. So, as that landed him 14th at the moment. Waiting on these medium. Tyre runners to make their stops. As Wombats then just retired out of the race in a weird spot. He didn't have wing damage. Don't know what happened there. As a lunacy, as we've got a safety car even actually that I've missed. Toto's got a drive-through penalty for speeding out the safety car. Lunacy's gonna go to hards. So Dan and Pyramids has gone past. They're staying out. Dildog's gone to hards. So really, this is how the 4 that didn't pit. Oh, the only one didn't know was Albino Josh. He got a double stack, so coming out at 9th. That can't be right. I have a feeling D-Lad was meant to hit the hard button, accidentally hit intermediate. So there's no doubt in the world about that. He'll come in next up again to change them over. Rightio, so Toto has a drive-through. James Cruz with a 5-second time penalty. And Dan will have the lead of the Grand Prix. So yeah, they'll have another lap at least under safety car. So Dan and Pyramids in first and second, Lunacy in third, Deputy Dilldog fourth, Goat fifth, Toto sixth, seventh Snickers Bud eighth, Power Albino Josh ninth, Crook 10th, Bill in 11th, Cheaton's in 12th, F1 Boy 13th, Teabag him on 14th as James Cruz comes into the pits. He's going to try to serve his penalty now. D-Lade will definitely be coming in this lap again to put on what I'm going to say is going to be hard compound tyres. Altonki, there's D-Lade, yes, does come in. What is this game? So somehow Dan has got a 5-second time penalty because he collided into Pyramids. It's clearly stated in the brief, have a clear space. So Dan's a leader, so Pyramid... Oh my god, this is just a cluster. Don't know what I was even watching then. Jesus Christ. Just makes you more pissed off than anything watching that. Anyway, safety car going to come in this lap. Feel like it should. Oh, the grid actually isn't formed back up, so of course they'll be going another lap though, wouldn't they? Oh no, well that was a very late call because the safety car's now in. And Dan can't go, so now he's gonna really stuck him up. Pyramids is ready to go. As Dan goes now, and Pyramids is gonna follow straight on by. Lunacy in third. Deputy Dilldog looking towards the inside. Doesn't fully send it. As the two Aston Martins now look to battle each other, and C and Goat on the inside. Slots back in. Crook, Albino, Josh, they're both going at it. Power's also in there. Don't go side by side, that's also in the briefing. So sorted positions out there. And Anthro is the second behind them. It's T-Bag and Mum just spun out. Actually, what I contact delayed, I'm not sure. Anyway, back up to the top, and Dan's put up a 1.1 second margin already in front of Pyramids. Lunacy is 6/10 of a second away from his teammate. Deputy Dilldog just outside that vital 1 second margin. Just behind the Aston Martin, and sitting in 5th is C and Go, but Snickers Bud is right on his tail. And we'll be looking at him, and also stalking them is Toto, who does have a drive-through penalty. James Cruz did serve his 5-second penalty. But Dan might be able to serve his penalty in the next round of pit stops, if there is a round of pit stops for the medium runners. DRS not yet enabled, so this is all on slipstream. An overtake. Seeing Go defend Snickers. Toto's just stalking them at the moment as they make their way out of turn 3 and up the hill. Ash now has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As they make their way through the middle part of the lap number 14. So nearly reached the halfway, well, technically yes, we're right on the halfway marker of the Bahrain Grand Prix, where Dan has a 2-second margin with a 5-second time penalty on his hand, but that should be just wiped out straight away. Pyramids in second, Lunacy in third, who has just got that margin back under a second. So he's pushing hard. The second Aston Martin driver stay within that 1-second margin, because if he does, on the hard compound tyres, he might actually be hard to beat, but he doesn't want to ruin those tyres too early, as the DRS is now enabled. As Toto goes into the pits, this will be his last stop, I'm going to say. Unless he's serving that drive-through. That's what it looks for, that's what it's going to be. Oh yeah, you would have had to serve it. Yeah. Going through. Power and Crook going at it again in the middle part of this lap. And we've got the 2 Red Bulls and a Ferrari battling it out as well. Going to the TV pod of Crook. Just for the second half of this lap. Because if he's setting power up for the main straight DRS zone as well, well inside the 1-second margin. Got on the power nice and early. Here he comes with the DRS, and we'll go straight on by on the Crook. No, power goes, no, I'm going to go deep under the brakes, they touch. Oh my god, what am I watching? And Anthro says, yep, thank you. Bino Josh has 3-second penalty, multiple warnings. Ash has nearly just gone to the back of Anthro, which I reckon that he might have. Oh my god. Toto 3 seconds, multiple warnings. Drive inside the track, boys, come on, it's not that hard. Who's on the inside? F1 boy of Crook, oh my god, this race is just changing complexion by the minute. He's got a bit of a change of positions. Snickers butt on C and Goat, and that's going to happen. And Snickers butt is going to try to burn away from C and Goat. As I'm backing into the controller charger. So I'm back. Bino Josh is still on the back of C and Go. Powers within that 1-second time margin now, and this is big. This is just forming into a little freight train at the moment. With Deputy Dildo and Snickers Bud. C and Go's just outside the now he's just inside the 1-second margin. Now Bino Josh is right on his back, but how long have those soft compound tyres got left in them? Looks to be managing them well at the moment. It's going to use overtake to go up to C and Go, try to look at him. With a late dive bomb. Goat gives him enough room for it. He actually goes past him at Bino Josh, so he got the power down. As the two Red Bulls are now going at it in between Deal Dog and Snickers Bud. Deal Dog's in front of his teammate's on his inside. They come towards turn number 1. Snickers Bud's in front, and Deal Dog will let his teammate by. As Lunacy is now just starting to get onto the back of his teammate in Pyramids, as Dan has got a 2.6 second margin. Lunacy trying to get onto the back of his teammate. He's only 0.7 of a second behind him. So his medium compound tyres, I mean the softs will only last about 7 to 9 laps, but the mediums don't last much longer. They only last about 12 to 14 laps normally, 12 to 16 laps. So now as Lunacy has really got to look at his teammate. His teammate's just going to let him through. So Lunacy will go into second placing. Toto's got another 3-second time penalty. What have we got in the pack? As Lunacy's trying to now make a gap on his teammate before his teammate gets a shot on the DRS. On the third DRS straight, we go play. Mercedes spun around now, Donkey. He's got wing damage. So not by the looks of it. He'll have some square tyres. Power, Albino Josh, and Deputy Deal Dog going at it. So Josh is having to keep the soft going. As he now looks at the inside of the Red Bull to try to do the exact same move they did on Goat, but he's, you know, I mean, he's there, wrapped it around the outside. Well, that'll be my move of the day. Gee whiz, he's confident with those soft compound tyres after the 7 laps on them. So what's the Pyramid's going to do now at Lunacy? He's going to look to... He's not using overtake, so I think he just knows to let his teammate go at the moment. So who's in the pits? Albino Josh, so right, he's done well on those softs. He didn't want to overcook him and lose time, so he's decided to come in for the medium compound tyres for the last 9-10 laps of the race. As we're on lap number 20. Time flies when you're having fun. As Dan has got a 3.2 second margin in front of Lunacy, 0.5 of a second to Pyramids, then another 7.7 to Snickers Bud and Deputy Dildog. Seeing Goats running in 6th in front of Power. Then we've got Ash, who started the dead last on the grid, and now he's in 8th position, ready to make another pit stop on those 8 lap hole soft compound tyres. F1 boy sitting in 9th, Answer to Randy at the top 10 with James Cruz just behind him. Then we've got Honest Crook, El Tonki, who's trying to make a Gran after a little spin that he had before. Toto, Albino Josh, Teabag and Mum Delayed has had one to forget, and Bill's Battlers is last. And we love every driver. They're good, average, terrible, it doesn't matter. On the Tuesday night in race, and we love them for it. As Dan's trying to build out this margin to 5 seconds, but like I said, this should be wiped straight away from the stewards because it wasn't even his fault. Well, and Pyramids are staying within that 5/10 of a second margin on Lunacy, but it's enough not to put too much pressure on his teammate who's trying to get up to the leader. As we've got two in the pits and seeing Goat and Ash at the same time. So Goat's put on soft, so is Ash. On lap number 21. So Power's tyres have gotten to 13. Fortunately, you just can't see. So Power, is he just starting to lose grip on those medium compound tyres? With F1 boy on the hard to start. He's actually going for a personal best left of the race for F1 boy. Power's gap to F1 boy is down to 3.5 tenths. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little move coming. There might even be a double move actually, because the two teammates are going to come together. Nah, Power's gone in. So the question is, Dan's got 12 lap old medium compound tyres. He's still got the pace of Lunacy, who's running on hards. Does he stay out? Does he come in? I'm going to say he stays out for now. But pushing these tyres nearly 20 laps is going to be a huge struggle towards the end. So James Cruz and Crooker with Anthro. Just in front of them is F1 boy. Snickers Bud is 3.5 seconds in front of his teammate. Cook's on their 10th down now on Cruz as they come up on the main straight. Crook has no DRS. Wonder if his DRS is broken. As they go wheel to wheel, as he goes wheel to wheel with Cruz, Cruz is going to go back around the outside. And then Cruz is going to have the DRS up the hill, so he'll get away with that position easily. Enough. Anthro's only 4/10 of a second out behind his teammate, making up a little bit of ground on him as Lunacy's just cut that margin back a couple of tenths of a second to Dan. But it wouldn't be worth pitting now. As F1 boy opens up the DRS wing. Sorry, no, Anthro, F1 boy does. My bad. I need a coffee. So as they make their way up towards the last corner. And Anthro is there, but F1 boy doesn't have a lot more battery than him anyway. He runs a little bit wide through the apex. He didn't lose the time, if anything, he gained time on F1 boy. So up the straight, slipstream DRS on the inside, and through. Does he get the move done cleanly? No, because F1 boy kept on the inside, gassed it up and going straight back past him. So F1 boy will hold the lead for probably at least another lap, you'd think, unless there's a mistake. Pyramids and Dan still on 14 lap old medium compound tyres. They're really going to be pushing these here to the end. Keep on board with the two Williams for now. F1 boy looks to have another go at Antro, and on his crook is right on the back of Antro. Here we go, three-way going to turn one. I nearly want to go three wide, that ain't gonna work. Antro dive bombs again. F1 boy does the switch over again. He'll be on the outside. Antro doesn't let him do it, and Crook will be up there as well. Antro actually kept the DRS, so now F1 boy's going to be under pressure from Crook. Going up into turn 4. Runs a little bit wide. The F1 boy, Crook's going to be on his outside, but what the briefing says, honest Crook is done. But F1 boys now just starting to struggle, and Dan has put up more of a margin on Lunacy. At the moment, that was really the only battle going. Now James Cruz has gotten back into this battle. He's on older hard tyres as well. We've got 4 laps of this Bahrain Grand Prix to go, lap 26 and 29. Now Pyramid's having a go at Lunacy into turn number 1. He's gotten a lot closer than what he has been before. I think he's realised that his teammate's not going to catch up to Dan. So these two are going to keep battling it out. F1 boy's having a nice little ding-dong with Crook, who's looking just to have that extra little bit of extra pace on F1 boy at the moment as Crook, oh no, I think made contact with F1 boy, and will let Cruz back straight into it. As Dan has a 2.5 second gap on Lunacy, who is just starting to edge that gap back. Well, he has to win it on the track first to win the race, because the 5-second margin will be thrown out, but the 5-second penalty will be thrown out. It's just a matter of where they end up on track. As this battle still goes on for 7th place. F1 boy in front of Crook and Cruz. Sounding like a broken record. F1 boy's just being a little bit inconsistent in the last few laps. But now Crook will get another go at him. Onto the main straight. DRS flap open. Here for Crook. He goes to the inside of F1 boy and gets the move done. Yeah, where's Cruz? He's just a bit too far away from him at the moment. But we're right on board with him as F1 boy will try to do the switchback. With the DRS overtake on. He's going to look to go to the outside of Crook, do the over-under. Crook just had the traction to go with it for now. As this margin has been hovering around the 2.3, now back up to 2.4 for Dan. Still doing very consistent lap times. Tonki and Albino Josh start. That gets another 3-second time penalty. I don't think anyone's going to look to go for the extra point. As the margin is now only 2.1 seconds, 2 seconds now between the top two. So is Lunacy going to try to make a late charge? Or has Pyramids just had enough? With a lap and a half to go at the Bahrain Grand Prix. As we got a spinner in sector 1, it'll be James Cruz. So now Albino Josh should be right there. Who's gone past El Tonki? So this will be interesting, you'd think, because Albino Josh has been very strong in the second sector. All night, trying to go on the outside there of turn number 8. As Albino Josh now will have the DRS on James Cruz. Look towards the inside, where he's been making all of his moves all night. He'll gas it up, hug that inside curb, and claim another driver. He has been strong there all night. As yes, we've now reached the last lap of the race. Toto has another 3-second time penalty to go to his name. F1 boy he's trying to make another charge on Crook, but I don't think that's going to work out. Got it back down to 3/10, but honest Crook was just able to gas it up and let it rate. As Cruz and Albino Josh are going at it again. Albino Josh on the 11 lap younger medium compound tyres. El Tonki on the inside of both of them. 3 wide into turn 4. El Tonki inside, James Cruz middle. James Cruz pulls out on top. Of then Albino Josh, who just goes wheel to wheel with El Tonki and just sitting behind them as a goat, just wondering what the bloody hell's going on. But as we go up towards the top, we make it to the penultimate corner, sorry no, the last corner. And Dan will cross the line first in front of Lunacy and in front of Pyramids. So Dan will go down to third, but that'll be thrown out. So really Dan has won the race, has won the Bahrain Grand Prix in front of Lunacy and Pyramid. Snickers Bud will come into fourth with Deputy Dill Dog. Snickers Bud will now come over the line. Deputy Dill Dog will finish in 5th, Anthro. Then we got Honest Crook F1 boy. James Cruz. Yeah, so there must have been a little incident there with Albino Josh in the end because he's fallen off. So James Cruz will finish in front of El Tonki. St. Goat will finish just outside the 11. Oh, sorry, just outside the 10 and 11th. Now 12th will go to Power. 13th across the line will be Albino Josh, but D-Late will go past him. Will Ash finish in the points? I'm going to say yes in front of Toto, who is now just finished his lap. We got Bill coming up the rise, back down the hill, coming into the last corner. He'll be our second last driver in the race and teabag your mum with no front wing whatsoever, no fuel whatsoever. Will be coming in last of all for season 5. On the Bahrain Grand Prix. Lunacy, yes. Driver of the day, yes. Fully agree with the game there. Started 13th. In the game he finished first. More than likely the penalty be ruled out on Dan, he'll go on top in front of Lunacy, Pyramids. Then Snickers Bud, Deputy Dildog, Anthro, Honest Crook, F1 Boy, James Cruz, El Tonki. That's your top 10. CN Goat, Power, D-Late, Albino, Josh. That will be... And Ash will be your points. Because the points in Race Spec go down to 15th, 16th, Toto, 17th, Bills, 18th, Teabag, 19th and 20th in Combat and Glorious didn't finish the race, unfortunately. Well, that's the end of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Next week, I've got no clue where we are. I'll just go week by week. I've been Benny MC 5. That was the Bahrain Grand Prix for Tier 3. Season 5 of the Go Workplace Training Race Spec Season 5 Pacific Series. Thank you and good night.